सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं 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 सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं
Good morning and namaskaram to all. We'll start. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Sadasivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर्गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् सर्वसंशयच्छेत्तारं सच्चिदानन्दविग्रहं सदा सुस्मेरवदनं बालकृष्णं नमाम्यहं विद्यारण्याद्वैद्यात् व्याधेरिव भवस्य हि विनुत्यै पथ्यान्यास्वाद्यन्तां पञ्चदशप्रकरणानि भक्ष्याणि. Namaskaram to all. So we have been discussing Panchadasi. We are in the first chapter, Thatwa Viveka Prakaranam, and we have completed up to verse number 48. So from 49 we have to do. So Vidyaranya Swami says in the 48th that Maya avidye vivayaivam upadhi parajivayoho akhandam satchidanandam param brahmaiva lakshyate. So this Maya and Avidya, the conflicting attributes in the Tattvam Asi Vakyam, Tattvam-asi Vakyam, that is the Brahma, Brahman and Jiva. So the Maya and Avidya, when these upadhis are negated, Maya and Avidya are negated from the Brahman. When these are negated, then what happens? From Brahman as well as Jiva are negated, then what remains is the Supreme Brahman, Nirguna Brahman, whose nature is Akhandam Satchidanandam. So when this Akhanda Satchidananda Brahman is associated with Maya, we call it Paramatma. And when this Nirguna Brahman is associated with Avidya, which is of inferior quality, if it is of inferior nature, when they are associated, then the Jiva. So whether it is the Paramatma or Jiva, it is the association of the Satchidananda Akhanda Brahman with the Upadhi, Maya and Avidya. One second. Yeah, okay. So, Upadhi, Maya, Avidya, the mediums with those are associated. That Ishvara is Satchidananda Brahman reflected in Maya or associated with Maya, we call it Ishvara. And when the Satchidananda Brahman is associated with Avidya, then we call it Jiva. So, what to do? Intellectually understand this. Vihaya means when they are intellectually removed. Intellectually we negate. We understand that Ishvara and also the Jiva are because of the association of Brahman with Maya and Avidya. Then what is the difference between these two? The medium of expression is Maya, which is Sattva Pradhana Prakriti. Remember, we should never forget. Maya means it is the Sattva Pradhana Prakriti, where the Avidya is the inferior Rajo Pradhana Prakriti. So it is the Rajogunam of the Jiva. That is the reason for the Rajoguna Pradhana Prakriti Avidya, then which associated with Brahman, we have this Jiva. That is, we are all, you, me, etc. We are the result of Avidya plus Brahman. So what does that mean? Originally the Jiva is also Brahman, Ishvara is also Brahman. Then what is the difference between Ishvara and the Jiva? Ishvara is not bound by Maya, right? Ishvara is, the Maya is under the control of Ishvara, whereas the Jiva is under the influence of Avidya, right? Avidya is the reason, the vasanas in the Jiva is the cause of all the sufferings of the Jiva, whereas Ishvara doesn't need anything because Ishvara is not deluded by Maya. This is the difference. See, the example that we discussed last class is that the electricity is there. The electricity is flowing through a bedroom lamp. The bedroom light is so dim, right? Whereas the same electricity, when it is passing through the floodlight in a stadium or the focus light, it is so bright. So the electricity is the same. There is no difference between the electricity that is flowing through a bedroom lamp or the focus light, right? But the medium of expression, the bedroom lamp is so dim and it has got so many impurities in it. That is the reason why it is not bright. Whereas the focus light is bright because it has to be connected with the Maya, and the bedroom lamp to be connected with the Jiva. Okay, so electricity is same. The Chaitanyam that is flowing through the Jiva body or the Ishvara is same, whereas in case of electricity is the same in a bulb or in a focus light. Similarly, Brahman, the Chaitanyam is same. That is what we say, in Taittiriya Upanishad. Sayaschayam Purushe Yascha Sabaditye Sa Ekaha. That which is flowing in this Purusha as well as in that sun, both are same. Sa Ekaha. Then in Sandhya Vandanam people do, then what we say, Asavadityo Brahma Brahmaivahamasmi. In that Aditya as well as here, it is the same Chaitanyam. So the Chaitanyam is same, which is Akhandam. Vidyaranya Swami says it is Akhandam. Akhandam means it is not divided. It is only one. Right? Only one. Akhandam Satchidananda Swarupam it is. Right? So Akhandam Satchidanandam Param Brahma eva lakshyate. Param Brahma. It is the ultimate Brahman. That is the lakshyam. That is the lakshyam. That is the goal of this Mahavakyam Tat Tvamasi. So in the Mahavakyam Tattvamasi, the Tat represents Ishvara, Tvam represents the Jiva, and these two are same. Brahman as well as the Jiva are same only if we negate the Upadhis. When we negate it, intellectually when we negate it, then we realize that Aham Brahmasmi. Okay, so that is the lakshyam. That is the goal of this Mahavakyas. Realize self. Realize myself as the Chaitanyam. All the body and the mind, intellect and the associated things are only a projection which does not have any reality in it. That I don't understand myself as the Chaitanyam, but I identify myself as this body, mind, etc. is the avidya. That is the cause of all sufferings. Realizing this truth is what is the goal of the Mahavakyam Tattvamasi. Okay. Now, so all the deficiencies are in the physical, mental and intellectual plane. In the intellectual level, right? With this sloka, the Shravanam part is over. You know, the realization is through Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. So, okay, listening is Shravanam. Listen to the scriptures, read about the scriptures. All of this is called Shravanam. Mananam is analyzing and contemplating on it and clear the doubts. The doubts will arise. How is this possible? Why is this so? Like that, lot of doubts will arise in the mind of the sadhaka. But these doubts have to be cleared from a guru or through thinking or with the discussion with others. Tat kathanam, tat prabodhanam, anyonyat tat prabodhanam, tat chintanam, tat kathanam, anyonyam tat prabodhanam. Thinking about it, right? Tat kathanam, by speaking about it, and anyonyam tat prabodhanam, discuss among the sadhakas. Through that, clear all the doubts that is arising. That is the mananam. So now Vidyaranya Swami is entering into the mananam part. The Shravanam is over and now mananam means clearing all the doubts. Let us see what are the doubts that is arising. So these doubts, okay, first we will read the sloka. Savikalpasya lakshyatve lakshyasya syada vastuta narvikalpasya lakshyatvam na drishtam na cha sambhavi. 49th sloka of the first chapter of Panchadasi. 49th slokam. So this is an objection raised by the Purvapakshi. Purvapakshi is the Nyaya people or the Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Tarka people, etc. They raise a doubt or they challenge the Advaitin or they challenge the Vedanta. What they say? The objection is raised. It is denoted object is with the attributes. If the denoted object of the, if Brahman is the subject matter, right? It is the subject. It is the thing that we are trying to understand or we are trying to realize or trying to lakshya. That is the lakshyam or that is the goal of Tattvamasi Mahavakya. Then if the denoted Brahman or the Brahman is with attributes, if you say that this Brahman is with attributes, if it is the Saguna Brahma, if the Brahman is with Sagunam, if the Brahman is Sagunam, then it becomes unreal. It is unreal. Secondly, an object without attributes is neither seen nor is possible to conceive. What does this mean? What are we talking about? So the Nyaya people, they are raising an objection. Which Brahman are you talking about? Are you talking about the Savikalpa Brahma or the Nirvikalpa Brahman or Saguna Brahman or it is the Nirguna Brahman? If it is Savikalpam, it is unreal. Because you say that Brahman is with attributes or with gunas, then that Brahman is unreal. Because all the time you are saying that all the gunas are unreal, right? And if you associate this Brahman with the gunas, that Brahman also becomes unreal. Okay, now you say it is Nirvikalpam, Nirguna Brahman. If it is the Brahman is Nirgunam, Nirguna Brahman, you are saying that it cannot be seen, you cannot hear it, you cannot see, you can't touch, you can't experience this Brahman. So you are saying that the Brahman is Savikalpam. If it is Savikalpam, it is unreal. If you say it is Nirvikalpam, it cannot be seen or heard. Right? So, if it is unreal, it is mithya. Okay? If it is unreal, it is mithya. Then what is the point? It is useless. You understand, you realize, you get this Brahman, but this Brahman is unreal. It is mithya. You are saying it. And if the Brahman, Nirguna Brahman is useful, in that case, this Nirguna Brahman you cannot realize. Means nobody can teach you. You are saying Yato Vacho Nivartande Aprapya Manasa Saha. Right? You cannot explain this. You cannot talk about it. You cannot give. That means this cannot be revealed. The Nirguna Brahman cannot be revealed. Saguna Brahman is mithya. So the useful Brahman cannot be revealed because the Advaita Brahman, the Nirguna Brahman is pure and it is useful, but you cannot get it because nobody can teach about it. Even if the teacher says something, that the student will not understand it. That is what you are saying. So either way, the total discussion about Brahman that you are talking is totally waste and useful. You better close down your shop. This is what the Nyaya people come to a conclusion. Okay. Now, let us see what Vidyaranya Swami says. So this is a little dry subject. So I am not going to go deep into it. Even I am not pakka in this, but I will try to explain something and then we will move on to the real Vedantic answers. 50th verse. So 49th is the objection that is raised. 50 and 51 is the answer to that. What the Vidyaranya Swami says to contradict this objection. Vikalpo nirvikalpasya savikalpasya va bhaved adye vyahadiranyatra anavasthatmashrayaadayaha. See, this Tarkashastram etc. has got several methods of tackling such challenging questions. Okay, we will not go deep into it, but just let us run through that. The one method is to, suppose somebody objects questions, you pose a question opposite to that, so that he will run away. You ask another question to the guy. Okay. So 50 and 51 is called, I have noted down some points which I will read and then we will try. Okay. Jatyuttaram. 50 and 51 is called Jatyuttaram. So they exposing the fallacy of the question. And 52nd words will be the regular Vedantic answer where we are really interested. Let us see 50th and 51 sloka. See, okay, if we understand, fine. If we don't, then if we get it, that's okay. If you understand this, that's okay. Otherwise, you don't worry too much about it. We will just move on. So, what Vidyaranya Swami says, hello Nayayiga, you are asking, is the Brahman with division or without division? Mean, if it's Savikalpa or Nirvikalpa. Okay, so that means you are treating this division as a type of guna. The division as a type of guna. So, this question, your question is based on the assumption that Brahman has attributes. Here, division is a property or attribute. You can never logically prove the existence of such an attribute. What Vidyaranya Swami says is that you are saying that Brahman is with attributes, with gunas. Okay, you are using this division as a guna for Brahman. Now you prove that it exists. That means Vidyaranya Swami says that all the gunas means this body, mind, all the kriya, the functions, dravyam, material, etc. You prove the existence of this material or of these gunas. You cannot prove it logically. There is no proof for that. You can't prove anything, right? If you prove that, then we will see. What does that indirectly mean? It means that you say where the tree has come. The tree has come from the seed. Okay. Where the seed has come. The seed has come from the tree. So if you say that the tree has come from the seed and the seed has come from the tree, again you ask the question, you will go on repeating the question only. There has to be something from which the tree or the seed has come. So there must be something else. This is called Anyonya Ashraya Dosham. Anyonya Ashraya Dosham will come. So the material people will never be able to prove that from where the seed and the tree has come. Okay, there are similar so many other ways of tarkam, etc., where we can prove that the Nayayikas are wrong. Okay, there are various methods. So what the Vidyaranya Swami said in one word that Adye Vyahadir Anyatra Anavasthatma Shrayadayaha. See, Anavastha. These are the methods with which the Vidyaranya Swami proves that you are wrong. Anavastha dosham. Okay, Atma Shraya dosham. Anyonya Ashraya dosham, which I explain now. Then there is one called Chakrakam. Okay, etc. So there are 4 or 5 types of methods by which you prove that your question itself is wrong. Anyonya Ashraya dosham is what I explained. So you have to come to see, even suppose you say how this universe is created. The universe is created so many years before, etc. And then when a Big Bang happened, etc. They say. So when the Big Bang happened, before that what? Nobody knows. You come to a dead end by which the other person, the Nayayiga, materialistic people have to say, I don't know, which they don't want to say. Okay, so instead of saying I don't know, they say you are wrong. So that is why there are various methods by which you can get rid of such unwanted questions which is not of any use to us. So we will just continue with the 51st verse. Idam gunakriya jati dravya sambandha vastushu samam tena swarupasya sarvamedaditishyatam. This dosham, I mean, what are the doshams which I explained? The Anyonyashraya dosham, Atmashraya dosham, Anavastha dosham, Chakragam. Those who are really interested can find out from the Nyaya Shastras, etc. All this. Okay, we will not dwell too much on all this. So these all the doshams that is explained earlier. Okay, this dosham as explained above. This Vikalpa Purva Dushanam, all of this is equally applicable to Guna Kriya Jadi Dravya Sambandha Vastushu. It is applicable to the gunas, it is applicable to the kriyas means functions, it is applicable to the jati. Jati here means there are various kinds of jati. The jati means swagata jati, sajadiya jati, vijatiyam, etc. There are so many. So guna attributes kriya, the functions, etc. Jati, general characteristics like height, weight, etc. by human beings, animals, plants. These are all various kinds of jatis. Okay, vijatiyam, sajadiyam, swagata bedam, all these bedams are there. Dravyam, substance, material. Then sambandha, relationship between substance and the functions, the kriya, etc. Then visheshaha, some particularity. Abhavaha, non-existence. Abhavaha means simple thing is, say for example, you say that a bottle exists. This bottle is there. This bottle exists. No, previously this bottle was not there. Now what you are experiencing is the abhavam of the bottle. Now see, even though the bottle is here, so there was a time when bottle was not there. So when the bottle was not there, the abhavam of that bottle is now not seen. Okay, like that. So there are many explanations to all this, which we will not go, will go mad only. Right? Abhavaha, non-existence, absence. So these are the various kinds of padarthas. So this, all the doshams that is explained in the previous verse is also applicable to these dravyas. So idam, this dosham is explained above in the jadi dravya sambandhu vastushu. All of this is applicable there also. So tena edat sarvam swarupasya iti ishyatam. So you have to come to a conclusion that you have to accept that all of this means all of the gunas, the doshas, the gunas, the dravyas, the materials and everything are resting in swarupam, in one non-dual consciousness. Edat sarvam swarupasya iti ishyatam. So you have to accept that all of them exist in non-dual Brahman. What they say, the Nyaya people say that all of this gunas, etc. are of the substance. Okay, but what Vedanta says is that all of these gunas and the substance and the dravyam and the material, they all exist in non-dual Brahman. All are resting on one fundamental truth called Brahman, which is non-matter, which is the Chaitanya Swarupam. So the ultimate substance is consciousness, which is non-matter. So From all of this, we come to the final conclusion that all the attributes are also resting not in substance. I mean, attributes along with the material all rest in only consciousness. Now again the Nyaya people will come and ask, now you tell me whether Brahman is Saguna or Nirguna. Already we gave some explanation and then they ran away. Now you are saying that all of these attributes etc. are resting on Brahman. Now you tell me whether Brahman is Saguna or Nirguna. Now you are contradicting yourself now. And coming to this question to the Vedanta people. Now what Vidyaranya Swami says, let us see. There is no contradiction. Next verse. Why there is no contradiction? When I say that all the attributes are resting on consciousness, there is no contradiction. Why? Vidyaranya Swami says, 52nd verse, this is the answer of a Vedanti which we are interested. Vikalpa tadabhavabhyam asamsprishtatma vastuni vikalpitatva lakshyatva sambandhadyastu kalpitaha. See, all the attributes, all the gunas, right? All the gunas, that is whatever you are seeing, smelling, tasting, etc. All the gunas, including sattva, rajas, tamo gunas, etc. All of that is of lower order of reality. Lower order of reality. They don't have a permanent existence. They have a borrowed existence. Right? They appear and they disappear. So they are of lower order of reality. The attributeless Brahman, the Nirguna Brahman, is of higher order of reality. So the Advaita people say that all the attributes, the gunas, rest on Brahman, which is attributeless, but it will not be a contradiction. How it will not be a contradiction? These two opposite things can coexist. Okay? If they can coexist, that is, the gunas can exist with the Nirguna Brahman, if these two are of different orders of reality. Okay? How? See, you assume that a person is there inside a dark room. There is absolutely no light in the room. Pitch dark. Right? He cannot see anything. But when he goes to sleep and see a dream, in that dream, it can be bright. Right? He can see bright things in the clear light. He will see objects. He will see a tiger chasing him, or he might get money. He will be jumping up and down with joy, etc. All that in bright light. He will see a dream. But when he wakes up, it is a total dark. So what does that show? It shows that one is of lower order reality, which there it is mithya. It appears and disappears. The light that he saw in the dream is of lower order reality, whereas the pitch darkness is of higher order reality. So these both can exist together, right? If they are of different orders of reality. Another example. On a desert, right? We see mirage water. There will be a water appearing there. But when the water is appearing, is it real or unreal? It appears to be real. Because we are seeing water. But when you analyze the sand, when you examine the sand, is the sand wet? If the water is real, the sand would become wet. But we see that even when the water is appearing, the mirage water is appearing, the sand is as dry. Did it become wet at any point of time? Even before the appearance of water, the sand was dry. Even during the appearance of water, the sand is dry. Even when the disappearance of water, the sand will be dry. So the sand which was dry, is dry and will be dry all the time is the reality. So in that, the lower order reality of appearance of water is mithya. So mithyatvam can coexist with the reality. Similarly, all of this attributes, the gunas, the dravyam, the materials, etc. means what I mean is this body, the mind, the intellect and all the things that we are experiencing in this world as this and that, the money, the gold and the insult and the happiness, the sorrowness, the anger, right, jealousy, all of this, emotions, everything is like the mirage water that is appearing on a desert. All of this, they appear and disappear, right? Do anyone ever angry for the whole life? Or someone is jumping with joy all the time? No. And everyone, or any body is alive throughout? No. The body appears, disappears. The mind, emotions come and go. The thoughts come and go. The intellect, buddhi comes and goes. Right? So, something we remember, we forget. Something we forget, we remember again. So, all of this, everybody here, I mean what I mean is all the body, the mind and the materials here, they appear and disappear. This is what we call as attributes. This is like the mirage water that is appearing on a desert. Where is this appearing? Where is this appearing? Even the Panchabhutas, the earth, the fire, the vayu, right, the jalam, apaha, even the space, where do they appear? They appear in your consciousness. That consciousness is compared to the sand which is dry. That is the swarupam here. Tasmadva edasmadatmana akasha sambhutaha. The akasha appears in consciousness. Right? So, what Vidyaranya Swami says is that all of them, all of these attributes, etc., they appear in Brahman, in the Nirguna Brahman, that pure consciousness. Pure consciousness, Brahman doesn't mean something away from you. Brahman is what you are. The consciousness that is within you, within everyone. The Chaitanyam is what we are talking about. That is what is our true nature. That is the Swarupam here mentioned in the second line. No, that is in the previous line. Okay, so it is the Swarupam. So now we will see what Vidyaranya Swami says in the verse. Nirgune Brahmani Mithya Gunaha Vartande. In that Nirguna Parabrahmam, Mithya Gunaha Vartande. All the gunas which are Mithya Vartande. Nishkriye Brahmani Mithya Kriyaha Vartande. Nissambandhe Brahmani Mithya Sambandhaha Vartande. Mean all the Anyonyam, etc. You know, the interdependency, etc. Right? The tree and the seed, okay, etc. You know, this sort of connection. Without one, the other cannot exist. Anyonyashrayam. They all exist in Brahmani, Brahman. Nirvisheshe Brahmani, nirvisheshaha vartante. So the Brahman, there is no, in Brahman, there is no division, right? All the divisions are of the nature of transaction. It is called Vyavahariha Satyam. Vyavahariha Drishtya. Transaction level, all of them appear and disappear. In Paramarthika level, Brahman alone exists, where there is no division at all. That means, now the next question. Is the Tattvamasi teaching? The Tattvamasi is teaching. Now somebody is teaching. The Guru is teaching Tattvamasi. And the Shishya is listening. And what is the instrument here? Tattvamasi Vakyam, Mahavakyam. Are they in Vyavahariga or in the Paramartha plane? Definitely it is in Vyavahariga plane. Right? In the Vyavaharam only. In transactional level, we have the Guru, the Shishya and the Shastram. All of them are in this transactional world only. Even the teaching happens, the teaching of Brahman also is happening in the Vyavaharika level, in the transactional level. It is not the Paramarthika level. That is why Shankaracharya said in his Dashashloki, Na Shastra, Na Shastram, Na Shishyo, Na Shiksha, Na Chatvam, Na Chaham, Na Chayam Prapanjaha, Swarupavabodhi Vikalpa Sahishnuhu, Tadeko Vasishta Shivah Kevaloham. Na Shasta, there is no teacher. Na Shastram, there is no scriptures. Na Shishyaha, there is no disciple. Na Shiksha, there is no teaching. Na Chatvam, you are also not there. Na Chaham, I also don't exist. Na Cha Ayam Prapanjaha, the whole universe that is appearing in front of you as Prapanjam with the five sense organs, whatever is appearing, that also doesn't exist. Swarupa Vabodhi Vikalpa Sahishnuhu, then Stadeko Avasishtaha. Swarupa Avabodhi, in that consciousness which is our true nature, Tadeko Avasishtaha, that alone exists. Everything else is Asahishnuhu, can't stay there. Right? In that consciousness, all of them are, all the Vikalpa, Asahishnuhu, they can't remain there, cannot be accepted. Therefore that, Tadeko Avasishtaha, whatever is remaining is Shivah Kevaloham. Only the consciousness, the Chaitanyam, Aham, alone exists. There is nothing else exist. You don't exist, I don't exist, the world doesn't exist. Then the Shasta, the Shastram, all that, they don't exist in the Paramarthika level or in Brahman. Same thing, Nirvanashtakam. Na mrityur na shanga na me jati bhedaha. Pita naiva me naiva mata na janma. Pita, mata, janma. I mean this birth, death, etc. They don't exist in the Brahman. Then na bandhur na mitram. No relatives, no friends. Gurur naiva shishyaha. Na guru na shishyaha. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I alone exist. I, the Brahman, the true nature alone exist. This is what Vidyaranya Swami says by the word Vikalpitattvam, the division, the Guru, the Shastram, the subject matter. The subject matter of teaching is Brahman. Okay? The subject matter, that they are all in the Vyavaharika plane. The Triputi exists in the, Triputi means this, the knower, the knowing and the knower. So these three, then the knowledge. These three called Triputi that exist in the Vyavaharika level. Hence, Vikalpitattvam, Lakshyatvam, that is the Brahman, Sambandham, the connection between these two, that is the instrument, etc. Then the Brahman is revealed, the duality is dropped. When the Brahman is revealed, when you know that, then the duality ends. The duality ends till the time Brahman is revealed. The division, the goal, the sambandham are accepted. They are accepted in the Vyavaharika level. So, Brahman is Sagunaha. The Brahman is Saguna Brahman in the Vyavaharika Drishti and Nirguna Parabrahman in the Paramarthika Drishti. See the first line. Asamsprishta Atma Vastuni. Atma is not affected or Atma is not associated with gunas. It is like the dry sand. The dry sand is never wet by the mirage water. Brahman is Nirgunam. Even there is guna, Brahman is Nirguna. Even when the guna appears in Brahman, Brahman is Nirgunam. Understand? Even when the water is appearing on the Brahman, water is appearing on the sand is dry. Similarly, even when all the gunas like the mirage water appearing on the Brahman, Brahman remains as Nirguna Parabrahman. So, now the next question. Okay. Brahman is Nirgunam, you are saying. So, Brahman is Nirguna, but don't you see that this Nirguna is a property, is an attribute, right? So, the Nyaya people are coming and saying, you are saying Brahman is Nirguna. That means Brahman has one property or one attribute, Nirguna is the attribute. So again like that. So Vidyaranya Swami says, what our people are saying is that, no. Because we use the word Nirguna when we are in the field of gunas. We use the word Nirguna to remove the gunas. But once the gunas are removed, we drop the Nirguna also. So assume that there is a thorn that has gone inside your foot. How will you remove the thorn? You will use a big thorn. With the bigger thorn, you remove the other thorn. And after removing it, do you put the bigger thorn inside the foot? No. Once we remove the small thorn, we throw both outside. Similarly, we use the word Nirguna to remove the gunas. And then even the Nirguna is dropped. So the Nirguna is not a property of Brahman, but is used as a tool. Okay? As a tool is used until the attributes are negated. All attributes, the Shastram, Mahavakyam, Guru, etc. are used. They are used as tools until all the attributes are removed and the Brahman is realized. Till then, we use all of this. See, it is like Swami Chinmayananda used to say, it is like a pole vault. With the pole, you run and then you jump to the height, and then before you cross, you have to drop the pole. You can't say that this pole has helped me to reach this top, so I will hold on to the pole. You cannot cross, you won't be able to win. You have to drop it. You have to drop the pole, then only you will be able to cross and win. Right? Similarly, the pole, and you cannot also say that no, since I have to drop this pole, I will not pick up the pole only. You will never win. If you want to win, you have to pick up the pole. After picking up, you have to climb to the top, and after climbing to the top, after reaching there, before crossing the bar, you have to drop the pole. Similarly, the Shastram, the scriptures, the Guru, etc. all are used. The Buddhi, the intellect, right? This body, everything is used until Brahman is realized. Until we realize our true nature, that I am that Nirguna Brahman, which does not have any attributes, no gunas. Right? Till the time I need all of this. I need the books. I need the gurus. I need to use the brains. I need to use this body. Right? I have to do other sadhanas, etc. to realize, to remove. All the sadhanas are done to get rid of all my raga dveshas by through karma yoga. And by jnanam, by contemplating, thinking, this sravana, manana, nididhyasana methods, I have to use all of this. All methods I will use. I will use everything to reach the top. That means to realize that aham brahmasmi. Clear. For that I will use this. After that I drop. See, you are taking a taxi to reach home. After reaching home, do you keep the taxi outside? No, we don't keep the taxi outside. The cab is off. The cab is sent back. We don't need the cab anymore. Similarly, all of these tools are used to realize Brahman. When once it is reached, even we drop the Nirguna also. Okay. So this is that is why in the Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, in the very beginning only, Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya gave a special introduction which is called Adhyasa Bhashyam. Adhyasa Bhashyam is called superimposition. That all the gunas, etc., all that, every other property is, everything is a superimposition. The name, the fame, the name, etc., the roles that we play, everything, etc., are superimposed. That is why Adhyasa Bhashyam. That is a separate topic only. So that is the point here. So with this verse, the Mananam is over. All doubts are cleared. The Shravanam was up to 48 and 49th onwards. 49 was the question. 50, 51, all the doubts are cleared. 52 also, all the doubts are cleared. So Vidyaranya Swami says, Itham Vakyaistadharthanusandhanam Shravanam Bhavet Yuktya Sambhavitatvanusandhanam Mananam Tutat Itham Vakyaihi. Thus with the Mahavakyas, the Tattvamasi, similar Mahavakyas, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, Egameva Advitiyam, etc. All these Mahavakyas, and Prajnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayamatma Brahma, right? With the Mahavakyas, Tadarthanusandhanam, by analyzing and following the meaning Jiva Brahma Aikyam, which is the Lakshyam, which is the goal of these Mahavakyas. The Jiva and the Brahman are same. Not that Jiva becomes Brahman one day, or not that Jiva merges with Brahman one day. Jiva is Brahman. Jiva is Brahman even now, at this moment, or all the time. The Jivan is Brahman. This Jiva Brahma Aikyam is the topic, is the subject matter of these Mahavakyas. That Sravanam Bhavet is called Sravanam, right? So by analyzing and listening to that is the Sravanam. Then Yuktya Sambhavitatvanusandhanam, then thinking. Okay, so by Mananam, what is Mananam? Mananam is thinking, analyzing it, and clearing all the doubts. Whatever is told in the Sravanam, whatever is heard in the Sravanam, whatever is read in the books, whether it is true or false, whether is there any logic, is there any reasoning behind that, or is it just a bluff, or is it just a faith? No. By analyzing, using our buddhi to analyze it, and intellectual clarity that is coming through this analysis and contemplating, that is Tadu Mananam Bhavet Yuktya. Whether means Jiva is Brahma or not, Jivan and Brahman are same or not, that is the question. So that question is answered by constant thinking about it, clearing the doubts through gurus and books, etc., Shastram, etc., and Shruti, Vedas, etc., and that to Mananam Bhavet. By analyzing and logical reasoning, and introducing the two planes. What is the two planes? Vyavaharika Drishti and Paramarthika. These two, introducing these two. One is in the Vyavaharam, which appears and disappears in that, and the Paramarthika Drishtya means the real, the true nature of Brahman, etc. Two tiers of reality are analyzed, the reflection and convincing the intellectual by reasoning. Convincing the intellect by reasoning and clarifying all doubts is called Mananam. So that is what Vidyaranya Swami says in the 53rd verse. From 54 we will continue from next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Harihi Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu.